Samsung just dropped a tablet that literally shouldn't exist. A device so thin, so powerful, and so extreme that it feels like it breaks the laws of physics. But here's the twist. Behind all this engineering magic hides some massive problems. Samsung doesn't want you to notice. This isn't your usual tablet review, because the more you look at this device, the more you realize something is very, very wrong. So today, I'm exposing the truth, the genius, the flaws, and the shocking decisions that could make this Samsung's most controversial tablet ever. Stay with me, because what you're about to see will change how you look at tablets forever. Samsung's newest tablet isn't just an upgrade. It's a full-blown engineering spectacle that shouldn't logically function as well as it does. The moment you pick it up, your brain almost refuses to accept how something this massive can feel so incredibly weightless. At just over 5 millimeters thick, the device resembles a metal sheet more than a piece of consumer tech. Yet somehow, Samsung managed to pack in a huge display, advanced cooling, a flagship processor, and a gigantic battery without adding unnecessary bulk. Most companies struggle to make thin products durable, but Samsung pushed the limits so aggressively that it borders on reckless brilliance. They shaved off grams everywhere, redesigned internal structures, and reworked the chassis tension so the frame stays rigid despite its paper-like profile. Every millimeter inside is used with surgical precision. Not a single component has room to breathe. But here's where the story gets wild. This unrealistic thinness brings along consequences you don't notice at first glance. Some users have already started seeing minor panel inconsistencies, unusual reflections on gray backgrounds, and unpredictable manufacturing variations. All symptoms of a design pushed far beyond normal safety margins. It's almost like Samsung created a technological masterpiece and then hoped the laws of physics wouldn't catch up. Holding the device feels futuristic, almost alien, but the deeper you examine it, the more you realize this level of slimness isn't just ambitious. It's dangerous territory. Samsung achieved a miracle, but one that comes with hidden risks no one expects in a premium flagship. Samsung didn't simply refresh the S Pen this time. They tore down the entire identity that defined it for more than a decade. The moment you see the new shape, you can tell something dramatic has changed. Gone is the classic round silhouette everyone recognized. In its place sits a sharp hexagonal design that feels surprisingly premium, almost like a mechanical drafting pen meant for architects. The thicker, reinforced tip delivers a writing sensation that's uncannily natural, giving the impression of dragging real ink across a textured page. On the surface, it feels like a brilliant evolution. But beneath that elegant redesign lies one of Samsung's most baffling decisions ever. The company removed every smart function that made the S Pen special. No Bluetooth controls, no remote shutter capability, no gesture commands. Features that creators, presenters, and power users relied on for years have been wiped out without explanation. It transforms the stylus from a multifunction powerhouse into a basic input tool disguised as an upgrade. Even the magnetic placement has been changed. Instead of the familiar rear attachment slot, the stylus now snaps onto the top edge. It's cleaner, yes, but far less secure when you toss the device into a backpack or carry it around the house. It almost feels like Samsung prioritized aesthetics over practicality. For a device marketed as a productivity beast, stripping away intelligent features from its most important accessory is shocking. The new design looks sophisticated, but the loss of functionality leaves a silent question hanging in the air. Why take a step forward in craftsmanship while stepping backward in capability? On paper, this tablet looks like a technological monster. The chipset powering it is the kind of silicon you expect to see in top-tier smartphones and compact ultrabooks. Not a device this thin paired with generous RAM and massive storage options. It promises raw strength that should easily crush demanding workloads. You fire it up, launch Samsung DeX, and suddenly the tablet transforms into a miniature workstation capable of running multiple desktop environments at once. There's no lag, no hesitation, no sense that you're pushing limits at first. But real-world usage reveals a very different story. The power is undeniably impressive, Yet the device silently sacrifices important elements to achieve that performance. Battery efficiency, for example, looks strong during light tasks, but deeper testing reveals higher idle consumption compared to competitors. A smaller tablet from Xiaomi lasts dramatically longer, despite having a much smaller power cell. It's a surprising imbalance for a machine marketed as an all-day productivity companion. Then there's the camera system. Samsung removed the dual camera setup on the front and replaced it with a single sensor. Video calls lose flexibility, framing options shrink, and overall clarity drops under certain lighting conditions. For a premium device meant for professionals, this change feels cheap and unnecessary. And the most shocking compromise? Samsung removed the vibration motor entirely. No haptic feedback when typing, no tactile response for notifications, nothing. It makes the tablet feel oddly lifeless, as if part of the user experience simply vanished. The performance is strong, but the everyday experience exposes cracks Samsung hoped you wouldn't look for. The deeper you dig into this tablet, the more you realize it's a strange mix of brilliance and puzzling missteps. Samsung delivered one of the most visually impressive displays ever put on a portable device. Huge, bright, color-rich, and fluid. Yet some units show grainy textures, mirror-like reflections, and inconsistent uniformity on gray backgrounds. Instead of a guaranteed premium panel, buyers are essentially rolling the dice on quality. At this price, gambling shouldn't be part of the experience. The audio tells a similar story. The speakers are loud, wide, and surprisingly cinematic, but the removal of the headphone jack instantly limits creators, gamers, and commuters who rely on wired audio. It's as if Samsung trimmed essential features in their pursuit of a sleeker identity. Then there's the accessory ecosystem. The new keyboard connection system is sturdier and more comfortable, but it also makes every older keyboard case useless. Anyone upgrading from a previous model is forced to spend more money on an entirely new setup. Convenience becomes a hidden expense. Battery charging is another contradiction. Yes, the tablet refuels quickly, but the downgraded cycle rating means long-term durability takes a visible hit. You might enjoy fast charging now, only to notice reduced longevity a year or two later. Every element of this device feels like a tug-of-war between innovation and questionable choices. Samsung built something futuristic and undeniably impressive, but the compromises stitched throughout the experience make it difficult to call it perfect. You're left wondering whether the company pushed too far, too fast, and whether the sacrifices were worth the spectacle. So after everything we've uncovered, the insane engineering, the bold redesign, the hidden compromises, and the decisions nobody saw coming, this tablet becomes one of Samsung's most confusing creations ever. It's a device that feels futuristic in your hands, yet flawed in ways that actually matter every day. But the real question now is simple. Does all this innovation truly beat what Apple is doing with the iPad Pro? Or did Samsung chase thinness so aggressively that they lost the magic along the way? To find out, don't guess. Watch my real-world comparison with the latest iPad Pro M series right here. Trust me, the results shocked me more than anything in this video. Hit subscribe if you want honest, unfiltered reviews the big companies can't influence. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.